Hello, everyone. Hi, happy Friday. So, today I'm going to be talking about accountability and sharing with you why the traditional ways of approaching accountability and accountability structures for reaching your goals actually don't work. So, I'll be talking to you about that today. If you're somebody who ever had a goal, set a New Year's resolution, whatever that might be, but then you weren't actually able to do what you said you were going to do, this is for you. Make sure that you say hi if you're joining us or post a comment. Let me know if you have questions throughout this broadcast. I am Stacey Mayer from Stacey Mayer Coaching, and I am a promotion strategist for corporate managers to get them promoted into senior level executive positions. And I am on a mission to get 1,000 powerhouse leaders promoted into senior level executive positions each and every year worldwide. So if you're listening to me today, you're going to learn the tools that I use with all of my clients as well as my network to get them to that next level of leadership. So welcome. How are you doing this Friday? If you're just joining us, say hi. Let me know how you're feeling this week. I can't believe we're already halfway through July. It feels like December is right around the corner. So let's start to learn how to actually hold ourselves accountable in a way that actually works, right? Shall we? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So let's start out with why it doesn't work. And you may have an inkling of this already. So I had a conversation with a prospective client just yesterday, and she was telling me that she was worried to do yet another coaching program. And what she meant by that is she was concerned that because she has failed in the past, that she wouldn't be successful in my coaching program. Now, what happened for her in the past is actually quite different than the coaching program that I offer, which is why I thought, oh, this might be useful to actually share with you guys. So if you're somebody who has had challenges with either training programs or something that you did in the past, and you're wondering if my program or even just anybody's program could actually get you closer to your goals, hopefully this will help answer those questions. So, what was going on for her was that she had a company assigned coach that met with her once a quarter. So, first of all, one of the challenges when you have a company assigned coach um, is it's not that they're going to go around telling everybody about all of your problems that you confess to them as having, because I think from an ethical standpoint, like as a coach, we wouldn't actually do that. But think about the mindset that you as the coachee, as the person attending the coaching sessions, how you're showing up to those coaching calls. So you know that this coach also coaches your boss, right? This coach is also a coach for your boss, going to have a meeting maybe directly after your meeting, right? You're going to feel like you have to show up a certain way. You're going to feel like you can't be as vulnerable about your insecurities or the challenges that you're facing and like what's coming up for you. So you're going to show up, and this is exactly what was happening to this woman. I mean, she even knew it. She knew that she wasn't being completely honest with this coach, right? And so then therefore she wasn't able to get the benefits of the coaching relationships. Now, in terms of accountability, what happened to her is then what this coach would do is this coach would say, okay, so what did we learn from today's session? What are you going to commit to by next Tuesday? Like from a goals standpoint, like what are the action items you're going to do by next Tuesday? And then she would say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, whatever that might be. I'm going to delegate these projects. I'm going to, have a conversation over here. And so she would commit to these things because obviously she's also feels like she's supposed to commit because then her coach is going to then have a conversation with her boss, not about her, but it's just psychologically, it's really challenging. And so So she would say yes to it. Then a whole quarter would go by, and then they would have a meeting, and she'd be like, well, I didn't really do that. And I didn't really do that. And I'm still having struggles with this, or I'm still having. And so she just felt like it was this perpetual cycle. And it actually got to the point where she didn't show up for the meetings. So even though she had a free coach, free quote unquote, because it was company sponsored coach, she stopped showing up. And so she was like, why would I then instead, now I'm going to pay you money? How do I know if I'm going to actually be able to make the transformation, actually do what I say I'm going to do? And so here's the simple reason why. Here's the simple reason why the accountability that she was doing before and why that structure didn't work. It's because in those conversations, they were focusing on the actual actions and not the vision. So everything was just, yes, she probably created these actions that she was going to do with the vision in mind. But then when she actually went to do it, she forgot why she was doing it. So another example of this is that you're trying to lose weight, right? And you're focusing on, so your goal is to lose weight so that you can have more energy, you can, feel better in your skin, be happier, like all of these like great, things that you really value and are very motivating and very inspiring. And then you set up a plan, an action plan. And now when you actually go to execute that plan, you forget about the vision. You forget about why you're doing it, and you just focus on what you can't eat anymore. I mean, how terrible is that, right? So every day that you wake up and you make food for your children, and then you make this little teeny tiny plate for yourself and you're eating it and you're thinking about, oh, I wish I could have that. So your goal is to be happier. Your goal is to have more fulfillment, to feel better in your own skin, but all you can think about is what you're giving up, right? Like what you have to give up in that moment. And that's why traditional accountability systems are really challenging when we just focus on the action, when we're just thinking about what it is that we're supposed to do. So in this woman's example, let's just say, for instance, one of her actions was she needed to delegate more, right? She has a team and she already knows that she micromanages them, right? This was a thing that came up in our conversation. And so she knows that she needs to delegate this project. So she's focusing on just the action, not why it's important long term and how to actually set that person up for success and all of that. She's just focusing, I have to give them this project, okay? Well, she doesn't want to do that, because if she gives them that project and this person fails, then she's going to look bad in front of her boss, right? Like that project will fail. So not only will she look bad, but it's bad. It's bad. We don't want projects to fail, right? Like that is not our goal, right? So what we would do if she was coaching with me, right, and we were having regular conversations, first of all, she would be a lot more honest and open with me, because I'm not also coaching her boss, right? It's somebody that she hired outside of her organization on her own to actually hold her accountable and point out her blind spots and like what's actually happening and really get to the root of the problem. So this is what we're going to do if we're sort of working and mapping out the same challenging situation. So she knows that she micromanages. She knows she needs to delegate more. Okay. Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you micromanaging? First of all, like what tendency within you is doing that? But when we're thinking about focusing on the vision, right? So like when you're eating and you want to lose weight or whatever like that, you're thinking about the vision. So her vision is to get a promotion. Her vision is to set herself up as being a valuable member of the leadership team. Her vision is to show to her boss that she's capable of thinking more strategically. She wants to be included in higher level conversations. So all of this is very, very clear and super motivating. So when that is at the forefront of why and how she's going to learn how to delegate on a regular basis, not just once a quarter, but on at regular time, like, why are we doing this? Then she asks herself different questions. She's not saying, oh, I'm just going to hand off this entire project to them, and then if it fails, it fails. No, you want to be seen as a bigger, more strategic visionary for your boss, for the organization, for whoever is watching you, right? So that is your vision. So then how are you going to delegate in a visionary way? So then what she might do is she might think, okay, I want to show my boss that I, can have a seat at the table, that I can be part of the leadership team. So I'm going to have a conversation with this direct report of mine who I want to delegate this project to, but I'm going to have a conversation with her about the vision, about why I need her support. I'm going to pull out of her and motivate and inspire her to really own the project. I'm going to give her really specific deliverables when I need this by and why and how. I'm going to guide her all along the way as a leader, not a micromanager, right? A person that is just really interested in the success of this project, right? So if she understands her vision and she knows why she's delegating all the time, it makes it actually doable. Let's go back to the food thing, right? Because food is so universal. Going on a diet is so universal, right? So instead of just thinking in the morning when you're like not able to eat what everybody else at the table is eating, you're actually thinking and measuring your energy from day to day, right? You're looking back and you're saying, do I actually feel better because I ate differently today, right? And if the answer is no, then we kind of tweak that too, right? So it's reminding you why you're doing it. Am I happier? Is it feeling better, right? And so when you couple your vision, right, your big vision, like, why am I delegating? Why am I trying to do this thing that I'm trying to accomplish and do better, right? You have your vision, and then you add in your values. So let's say one of your top core values is growth. And I get a lot of people who that's their core value, right? They always want to be growing. So they're starting to feel stagnant in their career. So even if their boss does quote unquote appreciate them, they're not they're not feeling motivated to go into work, right? They don't feel like they're growing. So it's often a very strong core value. So let's go back to my prospective client. So she wants to learn how to delegate more. She wants to think, okay, how can I do this as part of my vision, right? So how can I do this in a really strategic way? I'm thinking very long term. I'm thinking about where I'm actually, headed, right? So she's going to do that in this way. Now, if her value is growth, on top of that, and that's top of mind, right? That is right in front of her, that she's reminding herself that she's doing this because she's growing. Then she's going to do the hard thing, which is have the 20-minute conversation with her employee to make sure that her direct report actually knows and understands the vision. She's going to do, why is that harder? Because we think that just doing it for them is going to be easier, right? It's harder to actually sit down, to slow down, to listen, to bring them on board. But the long-term effect of actually taking that time and doing that is astronomical, right? Like, we know that to be true, right? But if she reminds herself of her vision, of her core values, and then she takes action, now she's actually going to be able to succeed at her goals. So this is why traditional accountability structures of just telling somebody, okay, when are you going to do that action by, and when, and how am I going to know that you did it, doesn't work. So if you want to learn more about this and you want to understand really, like, how can coaching support you to remember your vision, to stay clear on your values on a regular basis, even if you've had taken a course, a business development course in the past, or a leadership course in the past, and it didn't really seem to work, then I would love to hop on a free call with you and do a career strategy session. This is something that I offer by application only. You can go to my website, staceymayer.com/apply. And on this page, you'll see all of the criteria and the information about how to apply, if this is right for you, if it's something that you would be a good fit for. It's totally free. And I'm going to walk you through my promotion process that I lead all of my clients through to get them to that next level of leadership. I'm going to show you how this method of accountability that I use with my clients actually works and how you can apply that to your own career goals. So go to staceymayer.com/apply and sign up. Let me know if you had any questions, right? If you have something that you've been working on for a long time and you just can't seem to get past it, write that in the comments. I go back afterwards and answer all of the comments, anything that you have or that you want to share. And otherwise, I just hope you have a really awesome weekend in July. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.